Well, let's use what we've been learning about average rate of change to solve a real world problem. So it says if wind resistance is ignored, the distance, which we're designating as the function of d of t, in feet an object travels when dropped from a high place, is given by this function. D of t is equal to 16 t squared, where t is the time in seconds after the object is dropped. Find and interpret the average speed of an object from 2 to 4 seconds. Now we're going to work this just like we did the previous, and we're going to do this algebraically. We could graph it, but it's just as easy to do it algebraically. And so what we're trying to find here is we're given this 2 to 4 seconds is actually our x values, what we might typically interpret as x values. So we got 2 and we got 4. And we're going to try to find y values, or d of t, and excuse me, I dropped a piece of paper there, using this function. And then once we find the y values, y coordinates for these, where t is 2 and t is 4, then we can use our slope formula to find the average speed of how fast that object is falling between 2 and 4 seconds. So let's substitute in 2 for t. So we got 16 times 2 squared. And 2 squared, of course, is 4. So we got 16 times 4. And 16 times 4 is 64. And then we're going to substitute in 4 for t. So we got 16 times 4 squared. And 4 squared is 16. So we got 16 times 16, or 16 squared, which I believe is 256. Make sure that's right, 16 squared. Yeah, 256. All right, so these are going to be our number 1 coordinates, x1, y1, and these will be our number 2 coordinates, and we're going to plug that into our slope formula and find the average rate of speed. How fast is this object, or how far has this object fallen? I should say, how far, what's the distance of its descent between 2 and 4 seconds? How far is it traveling? So we got 256 y2 minus 64 y1 over x1, which is 4, minus x2, which is 2. So let's see, 256 minus 64 is equal to 192. And 4 minus 2, of course, is just 2. And 192 divided by 2 is 96. And so our average speed as this object is falling between 2 seconds after it's dropped from a high place to 4 seconds is 96 feet per second. So this object is traveling at a speed of 96 feet per second between 2 and 4 seconds after it has been dropped. Shazam.